How NVIDIA quietly took over AI. Imagine waking up tomorrow, and every advanced AI suddenly stops improving. No smarter chatbots, no faster AI tools, no new breakthroughs. Sounds impossible, right? But here's the strange part. It almost all depends on one company. Not OpenAI, not Google, not Microsoft. NVIDIA, a company that doesn't make the AI you use, yet somehow became one of the most powerful companies in the world. The question is, how? The company nobody cared about. Let's go back to 1993. Three engineers met inside a Denny's restaurant in California. They weren't trying to build artificial intelligence. They weren't trying to become the world's most valuable company. Their dream was much smaller. Make video games look better. That's how NVIDIA began. For years, they built graphics cards for gamers, nothing more. While Apple was changing phones, Google was changing the internet. Facebook was connecting billions of people. NVIDIA stayed in the background, quiet, unknown, ignored. Sometimes, history starts in places nobody is looking. The mistake that became a superpower. Here's where everything changed. The chips NVIDIA designed could perform thousands of calculations at the same time. For video games, that meant smoother graphics. But years later, a small group of AI researchers discovered something unexpected. Artificial intelligence needed the exact same kind of computing power. Not because NVIDIA planned it, because the technology happened to fit perfectly. One invention, two completely different purposes, and suddenly, a gaming company had the most important tool for the future of AI. Sometimes, the biggest opportunities aren't created, they're discovered. The billion-dollar gamble even then. Most people didn't believe AI would become important. Many investors thought it was just another trend. But NVIDIA's CEO, Jensen Huang, saw something others didn't. He believed AI would change every industry. Healthcare, education, business, science, everything. So he made a decision. Instead of waiting, he invested billions of dollars into building even more powerful AI chips. It was a huge gamble. If AI failed, NVIDIA could lose everything. For years, people questioned that decision. Then, the world changed. The moment everyone needed NVIDIA ChatGPT arrived, almost overnight. Artificial intelligence became the biggest technology race in history. Google rushed to build better AI. Microsoft invested billions. Meta joined the race. Startups appeared everywhere. But they all faced the same problem. Building powerful AI requires enormous computing power. And the world's best AI chips came from one place: NVIDIA. Here's the surprising part. The biggest AI companies weren't competing with NVIDIA. They were depending on it. The race for AI had thousands of competitors, but almost everyone was using the same engine. That's a different kind of power. The kind that quietly sits beneath everything. The hidden lesson. We often think power belongs to the loudest company, the one making headlines, the one everyone talks about. But history doesn't always work that way. Sometimes, the most powerful company is the one nobody notices. NVIDIA didn't become famous by building the smartest chatbot. It became essential by building the foundation that everyone else needed. That's why its story matters. Because this isn't really a story about computer chips. It's a story about preparation. While others focused on today's success, NVIDIA spent years preparing for tomorrow. And when the future finally arrived, it was already waiting. Maybe that's what real power looks like. Not chasing attention, not trying to be everywhere, but becoming so important that the world can't move forward without you. So the next time you ask ChatGPT a question, or watch AI create something amazing, remember this: behind almost every breakthrough, there's a company that spent decades working in silence, and by the time the world noticed, it had already changed the future. NVIDIA.